All right, good day, everybody. I want to do another video on these new muscadines that I just planted and chronicle how we're going to get these things to start growing down the line. They've been here it's about their third, maybe fourth year, so they should be further along than what they are. A big reason for that is because we had a lot of shade over here, and I have cleaned it up in here, pruned this tree up to let some light in. It is kind of dark because it's finna get dark. Matter of fact, I started not to shoot this video today, but I decided to go ahead and get it started. But so it's about to get dark. It's late in the evening on May the 10th. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean up some of this foliage. We don't want it, at this point, we don't want it to focus on any energy on producing a whole lot of foliage. We want to focus on energy on it, getting it to go down the line on each direction, about 10 feet on each side. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna clean up all of this foliage. We're gonna leave a few leaves along the base of the plant to give it some, a little more boost as far as bringing in sunlight, especially since it's back here by this kind of shaded area. So we're gonna leave a leaf on, one of the major leaves near close to the branch, and then we're gonna get the on the tip end of the muscadine. We're gonna, just leave one section for it to grow down the line. Now, the important thing to remember that I didn't cover in the other video is you want to leave that young tendril right here that's growing on that shoot. It will continue to put foliage out right here, but if you prune or cut this or pinch it off, it will stop producing growth. Is here. This is going to be obviously our furthest shoot, and we're going to make sure we keep this restored and take care of it so it'll keep growing down that line. So what we're going to do is go ahead and prune all this foliage off. I'm going to prune all the foliage off the base of the plant here, and I'm going to clean it up at the bottom, and hopefully we'll be able to get some growth out of this. And we're going to compare it to how it looks now and how it looks at the end of the season. Now, I have another one that's the same. I got it the same time that I got that one, and I kept having problems with it dying back to the ground. The first time it did that, I think it looked like an animal ate it down to the ground. And then the last time, I think I accidentally hit it with my weed eater or something, and it never recovered and it died, but it came right back a third time. So they're very resilient, as long as the root system stays good. They're very resilient. So it came back and it put all this growth out most of it out last year. So now it's starting to come back out. And so we're going to straighten it up a little bit, but there's no doubt in my mind we're going to get this one at the top of the wire and start growing down the wire this season. So I'm going to take out all of this foliage, and we're going to leave a little bit at the top, and I'm going to cut it back, and I'm going to show you how it looks. And then we're going to get this thing to growing down the line this year for sure. So let's get started. Okay, y'all, we're back, and I got it all trimmed up. Now I leave a few leaves at the base. When I cut it back, I just leave the closest leaf to the base of the plant. The philosophy behind that, I just got a few here, is that leaves are like solar panels to a plant. That's how it pulls its energy in. So when it's real small like this and you trimmed it all the way back, you want to still leave solar panels, or still leave a way for it to pull in sunlight and benefit from the sunlight. So here I'm gonna keep it. This little tendril should keep growing, and I just left this tendril here for right now. I may end up taking it off, but if it's a little taller than I expected, so we may be able to go ahead and start forming our T, and let it go down the line on each side. But I just wasn't able to make the decision to cut this off just yet, so I'm gonna leave it for now. But anyway, I think it's in good shape to start doing some growth, and I'll give you an update on that one a little bit later. Okay, y'all, I want this August the 6th, so I want to go over what we did, or the growth that we got off our muscadine vine this year. So I was pretty pleased with what we did this year on it. So it went all the way down the line, and in fact we still may get a little growth because it still got a green tendril at the end, so we still may get a little more growth out of it. We still got quite a bit of warm weather left in this season, and this side right here still got a green tendril. So we accomplished a lot this year. Now the only thing we need to do is focus on, just letting the vine get mature and get a thick base to it. We're gonna, soften up our dirt around the base of the plant. I'm gonna put some more triple 13 fertilizer around it, and we'll let it do some root development over the winter time, and hopefully next year we'll come back and we'll get some more growth out of it. Now I'm gonna try to thin this out this winter. Take out a few more of these branches. I believe that being over here in the shaded area is why these muscadines are a little bit further behind. But especially this variety right here is supreme, so it's not a native variety. So it probably needs a little more sunlight. So I'm gonna try to open it up a little bit more in here. But I think it's on its way of becoming a good muscadine vine. So here's our other vine. And this one right here has done a lot of growth, because remember that was the one that got cut down twice. Died all the way down to the base and came back from the base. So I think it's on its way of becoming a good muscadine vine. We're gonna I'm gonna let this one right here be my fruiting vine to go down the line on this side. I think that'll be perfect. It's already growing down the line on this side with this one. So it is already making its way. So I got a lot of growth out. I was happy with what we got, and we'll clean it up a little bit, as we get into the winter, and then hopefully next we'll do the same thing. Clean that bed up, put some pine straw around it, put some fertilizer, let it do some more root development over the winter months, and I'm sure next year it's going to turn into a nice vine. And this one right here is in a better spot because it's getting more sunlight. So I'm expecting to get some major growth out of this one next year. But anyway, I appreciate you for watching. I hope this encourages you if you're growing muscadines, on some things, some tips to do to get them to grow down the line. If you have some new ones, you're trying to get them mature. Those are just some things, some tips, to do to get them to focus on their growth. Keep them pruned and keep them fertilized, and then once they get established, then you don't really have to do anything but maybe prune them each year. I recommend pruning them every year once they start putting out fruit. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe.